Peppa Pig is full of mysterious faces. We're talking about characters who pop in and out of the background, say almost nothing, or in some cases, never appear at all. From a ghost narrator to characters from Ben and Holly's kingdom slipping into Peppa's world, here are 14 of the most mysterious faces hiding in plain sight. And we're kicking things off with the one who's probably the most famous, without ever being seen. If we're talking mysterious characters, we have to start with the king of disappearances, Suzy Sheep's dad. We've met her mum, her grandma, even her cousin Charlotte. But her dad? Nowhere. Not once. Not even in a flashback. So where is he? Some fans think he's the narrator, watching over Suzy but never able to be with her. Others joke he's Santa Claus, which would explain her high-end toys. Then there's the spy theory from the future, where Suzy wears anchor pajamas, suggesting he's overseas on a secret mission. The truth? We don't know. But in a show where family is everything, his absence makes him one of Peppa Pig's biggest mysteries, and the perfect place to start our list. And speaking of big mysteries, our next character avoids garlic, loves bats, and never casts a reflection. Any guesses? If we're talking mysterious characters, Madame Gazelle might just be the most suspicious of them all, because she ticks every vampire box. No reflection? In Pumpkin Party and Madame Gazelle Had a Castle, she stands in front of mirrors and nothing. Frozen in time, she taught Peppa's parents as kids and looks exactly the same now. Creepy habits? She's surrounded by bats, unfazed by snow, and casually mentions she dislikes garlic like it's no big deal.
I don't like it much myself.
In Madame Gazelle's house, she claims she planted her Christmas tree when it was small, yet it's now bigger than her house, and she hasn't aged a bit. And when asked about the bats in her tree, she smiles and says,
They remind me of the old country.
Coincidence? Not likely. Whether she's sipping tea or something a little more red, Madame Gazelle remains one of Peppa Pig's most enduring mysteries. If we're talking mysterious characters, these might be the most exciting of them all, because they don't just live in Peppa Town, they seem to come from an entirely different world. Ben and Holly have been quietly slipped into Peppa Pig more than once. In Peppa's USA trip, a giant glowing Times Square sign shows them as if their magical adventures are a big stage show right there in Peppa's world. And in Once Upon a Time, Princess Holly appears again, this time on the cover of a storybook Peppa is reading to George. It's as if this fairy and elf kingdom exists just beyond the edges of Peppa's map, dropping in for a cameo. When it comes to mysterious characters, Penny Pony is unusual, because she was never meant to be mysterious at all. Originally part of Peppa Pig's first character lineup, Penny was intended to be Pedro Pony, but before the show aired, she was swapped out for a boy version, and Penny disappeared. Or so we thought. She later reappears as a background character in Perfect Day, where she shows a mischievous streak, dashing through the mall with her mum chasing after her. She's a different color from Pedro, so perhaps they're cousins. Either way, Penny proves that even scrapped characters can sneak back into Peppa's world, and maybe one day she'll step out of the background for good. Penny Pony isn't the only unexplained pony in Peppa Pig. There's also Pearl Pony. Like Penny, she's never named or given any lines, but in soft play, you can spot her bouncing in the ball pit, wearing a bright yellow dress and looking like she's ready to celebrate Richard Rabbit's birthday. With her different coloring and hairstyle from Pedro, some fans think she's Pedro's cousin, popping into town for the celebration. Others say she's just a one-off background extra. But either way, she adds to the growing list of ponies quietly roaming Peppa's world, waiting for their moment in the spotlight. One of Peppa's most puzzling background kids is a little cow who first pops up in Mr. Potato's Christmas show. She's sitting quietly in the audience, not saying a word. But somehow, that one scene has kept fans guessing for years. The fandom calls her Carol Cow, and even though the show never says her name, she's actually turned up on official Peppa Pig toys, so she's sort of canon. Carol doesn't just stick to Christmas either. Fans have spotted her in other episodes, like Perfect Day, where she's shopping with Mrs. Cow. Some fan pages even suggest she might be Mrs. Cow's daughter, which would mean that when Mr. Bull marries Mrs. Cow in Wedding Day, he becomes Carol's stepdad. Of course, she could just as easily be Mrs. Cow's niece, tagging along for a bit of wedding cake. The truth is, we just don't know. In the very same Mr. Potato's Christmas show scene where we see Carol Cow, there's also a small black cat sitting right next to her. We have nicknamed him Christopher Cat. Some think he could be Candy Cat's cousin. It's unlikely he's her brother. They have different fur colors and have never been seen together. But nothing rules out the idea that he's a more distant relative. Christopher hasn't appeared in any other episodes, so for now all we have is that one Christmas audience shot, and the possibility that he's quietly connected to Peppa's wider cat family tree. In Mandy Mouse's birthday, we meet another cat who could easily be related to Christopher Cat. She's a young black cat, sliding through the cheese-themed amusement park, and the resemblance is so strong they could be siblings. She's never named on screen, but fans quickly gave her the nickname Claire Cat. Many believe she's also related to Candy Cat, but with just one short appearance, we may never know the truth. In the same Mr. Potato's Christmas show audience where we spotted Carol Cow and Christopher Cat, there's also a little donkey he's never named, never speaks, and never appears again. So we've nicknamed him Damien Donkey. He could be related to Delphine Donkey, Peppa's French pen pal.
Can Delphine Donkey be my pen pal?
Of course, Peppa.
Hooray!
From the episode Pen Pal. Maybe he's a cousin visiting from France. Or he could be part of a completely separate donkey family that lives somewhere else in Peppa's world. For now, all we know is that Damien is another one-scene mystery. Some background characters fade in and out of Peppa Pig without a word, and Mr. and Mrs. Badger are a perfect example. They live somewhere out in the countryside, far from Peppa Town's bustle, and only appear when the story wanders into their world. Mrs. Badger gets her biggest role in the petting farm, guiding Peppa, Rebecca Rabbit, and George through feeding chickens and petting guinea pigs, with strict hand-washing between every activity. She's also spotted in Mr. Rabbit's Science Museum, quietly enjoying the exhibits while Edmund Elephant explores Grandpa Rabbit's rocket. And then, they're gone again. Just another mysterious couple in Peppa's world. During Peppa's family holiday to Italy, we meet a very helpful, and slightly suspicious, police officer. Every time Teddy goes missing, this Italian policeman is right there to find him. Once is lucky, twice is helpful. 3 times? Now it's starting to look like he knows more than he's letting on. Whatever the case, he solves every missing Teddy case instantly, and then vanishes from the show, never to be seen again. And speaking of vanishing, our next mysterious character pops up in Italy too, but doesn't say a single word in English. The Pig family picks up their holiday car from another mysterious character on Peppa's Italy trip, a friendly rental clerk called Mr. Deer, and unlike most background characters, he doesn't speak a word of English. Instead, he only talks in Italian.
Buongiorno! Come posso aiutare una così bella signora?
Which the narrator translates for the audience. That makes him one of the very few characters in the show who doesn't communicate in English. We never see him outside the car rental scene, and he's never mentioned again. In Peppa's world, hamsters don't run on wheels, they run a vet's office. Dr. Hamster is one of Peppa Town's more mysterious background figures. She is the calm, kind animal expert who cares for everyone's pets, with 3 of her own: Tittles the tortoise, Lulu the lizard, and Binky the bird. She's even a pilot, flying her plane in the flying vet to make animal house calls. Her biggest challenge? Tracking down Tittles, who escapes and gets stuck in trees regularly. Dr. Hamster proves that in Peppa's world, some of the most mysterious characters aren't just in the background, they're the ones keeping the whole town's pets alive. When it comes to mysterious background parents, Miss Bear doesn't get much screen time, but she's been there since some of Peppa's earliest adventures. She first appears in Mr. Potato Comes to Town, standing in the crowd waiting for Mr. Potato's big arrival. You can also spot her in the biggest muddy puddle in the world, hitching a ride on Grandpa Dog's boat when the whole town floods. We finally learn more about her in Once Upon a Time, where it's revealed she lives in a cabin in the woods, is married to Mr. Bear, and is the mother of Belinda Bear. And don't be confused, Mr. Bear isn't Dr. Brown Bear. One wears glasses, the other doesn't. Still, the resemblance between her and Dr. Brown Bear is close enough that fans have theorized they could be siblings, which would make Dr. Brown Bear Belinda's uncle. So, there you have it. Peppa Pig is packed with mysterious characters that might never be explained. Which one completely slipped past you? Let us know in the comments. And if you love uncovering the hidden side of Peppa's world, check out our other awesome videos. Thank you for watching.